Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. But the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome into the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Split 2 here this evening as we go racing for the penultimate round of Season 26. With one round to go this season, we prepare ourselves what is bound to be a magical evening on the road once again, and what is also bound to be a phenomenal end to this season as well. Hamish Munro here with you alongside Brett Fisher once again here this evening, and I'm all over the place at this stage. Just trying to get everything sorted here tonight as well. Yeah. But Brett, we come into tonight's race. The magnificent Miami Autodrome makes its debut into the Vets, the newest racing circuit to have been created within the world, opened back in 2022, that now exists on iRacing. Previously, the youngest one was Shell V-Power Motorsports Park, but it is now the Miami Autodrome. And as we get ready to go racing tonight for 150 Ks as well, we want to welcome everybody in to what is bound to be an absolutely sensational evening of racing once again. And as we come into this point of the season, Brett, now the onus is on cleanliness, but maintain your championship position. But because of our championship contenders, they cannot possibly afford to make a mistake tonight or next week at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the final round of the season as well. As we look at our schedule and where we are, round 9, 150 Ks, 28 laps. The Miami GP circuit before next week's final round, the undroppable round at Montreal. If you're going to have an absolute belter and you haven't had one yet this season, tonight's the night to do it, leading into the final round. And if you're going to have a poor result, well, you want to make sure it's at least worse than your next worst result to at least get some points back if it is going to be an absolute shocker for you. But, Brett, it's exciting times. It's season 26. We're nearly to the end of it at this point of the season, and we're nearly into the beginning of season 27. And it's absolutely flown by.
Can you believe it?
Oh, can you bloody believe it? We started it last year in December, and now to get to this point at the end of February, it feels like the time's flown by, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. It's absolutely just jettisoned by us, at the blink of an eye. And here we are, the penultimate round.
Here we are.
And I'm fired up. I'm super fired up for tonight. I think it's going to be a crack of a race. Looking forward to hitting the track all week, hoping we can sort of like do something half reasonable. And I'm pumped. I can't wait.
I'm absolutely pumped as well.
And the pressure cooker is, as we talked about last week, the pressure cooker is turned on. It's been simmering all week. It's just been simmering. And I'll tell you now, the pressure is high.
Well, it is high, and at this stage, the race lead, or the championship lead, is currently separated by 20 points coming into tonight's race. Reese DeGoey, Shane Randall. Neither driver have won a race this season, and I've looked back in the stats to double-check this as well. Only one time that I found we have ever had a champion without winning a race was season 14 when Stephen Grech won the championship on countback due to us only running 9 rounds. Whenever there's been a 10-round season or more for vets, we've always had a champion to have at least won a single round of the season. I even checked John Gallons because he claimed he didn't win. He won a single race. He won one race in season 20 when he won the championship. So we've never had an opportunity to have a champion win it without ever winning a race, where pure consistency was ultimately key going into it. And right now this season, the ultimate consistency has been with Reese DeGoey and Shane Randall. Both of those drivers have finished inside of the top 10 6 times this season. Neither of them have taken a race win. Reese has finished in the top 5 times this season. Shane's finished in the top 5 4 times. 20 points separating them. Simon Hedesheed not racing this evening, so he'll get his previous best round back again, which is 144 points. That means basically for Randall and DeGoey to remain ahead of him, they just have to outscore 144 points, and they will remain ahead of him, or at least within the gap that he has to them. Then when it goes to Reese DeGoey, it's 44 points is the gap. To Randall, it's 24 points is the gap. So they have to score within that amount to remain ahead of Simon. For Kirkoski, he's been on a massive run late season. A race win tonight could completely flip this on its head and put himself in the opportunity to be near them. He can't pass them after tonight's race, so he can't lead the championship going into the final round, but he sure as hell can shrink the gap. Alex Kiddis, similar situation as well for Joel Oosterwall. Everyone else behind them, they have to hope for some pot luck. They have to hope for some poor luck for DeGoey and Randall if they have any hope in hell in getting within a championship winning amount of points to those top 2. But my God, what a season it's been, Brett. What an absolute incredible season. One multiple-time winner this season in Chad Weiger. No one else has won more than one race. It's been unbelievable.
Well, there's been some ups and downs around and rounds and some highs and lows and all this stuff. I mean, the season has been full of everything so far, and we've still got 2 races to go, and I'm sure there's going to be more exciting stuff on track to come to see, and cannot wait. Next week is the final round, which is going to be super sensational to be amongst it. Who is going to be our championship at the end of this season 26? Time will tell. But tonight we've got to get through 28 laps.
We do indeed. We have to get through 28 laps and 150 kilometres as well. Qualifying is about to get underway. So let's have a quick look at our racing circuit here this evening. Miami International Autodrome, as I mentioned, opened back in 2022. It's got 19 turns of it, and it's a little over 5 kilometres. We're going to average roughly 2 minute to 1 minute 59 lap times here this evening. We see we're south of Orlando and Tampa Bay. Closest permanent race circuits to this place, of course, is Sebring International Raceway and Daytona International Speedway as well. As we trickle our way on into Hard Rock Cafe Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins, we'll find this alligator head-shaped Formula One Grand Prix circuit where we get to go racing. It's built out of a car park. It's basically a street circuit. And as it all starts on the main straight in the run-up towards Turn 1 and Turn 2, it's an early bite point for drivers to get hooked up together, Brett, and for chaos to happen within the first few laps of this race.
Sorry, I blanked out there for a second.
That's okay. That's okay. I was just saying that Turn 1 and Turn 2.
What happened?
Turn 1 and Turn 2 could be an early bite point.
Go.
That's okay. Turn 1, Turn 2 could be an early bite point for incidents happening here this evening.
Definitely.
Fast run around Turn 3 and up towards the difficult S's section of 4, 5 and 6.
Well, I wonder whether that's... whether that's going to be anything we might see tonight. Just a bit of vaguing out on Turn 1.
Who knows? Who knows? We might have to wait and see. Running it down through then the S's at 4, 5 and 6 and around the long left-hander at 7 into the braking zone at Turn 8. Again, easy spot for drivers to overextend themselves and get themselves further and further away off the track. But if you get through cleanly there, you then run around the bend at 9 and through 10 at the fast-paced braking zone into Turn 10, where again we will often see drivers overextending, missing the brake marker, getting off the track and having to rejoin in a very difficult spot at this long right-hander at 12 into 13 and then up and around under the bridge at 14 and 15 to come around Turn 16 as well. You're not really going to be making any passing through here, but maximising your run is going to get yourself up so well for the longest straight on this circuit from between Turn 16 and 17. You run your way down into the braking zone at 17, where through the officials over the first few weeks of Season 1, multiple series and multiple drivers have made mistakes under the braking zone and ended up extending the circuit and going way, way deep into the corner. But you make it around 17, you get into 18 and through 19, and you finish out the lap. Pit entry tonight is going to be a bit of an iffy one. Pit exit, well, you're going to be battling as soon as you exit pit lane. You come right out into Turn 2 and onto the apex of 3. So drivers are going to have to be cautious of that. 5.4 Ks, 3.3 miles, 19 turns. It was opened back in May of 2022. And for Miami Gardens, it's about to get lit up with the roar of supercars for the first time in the V8 Veterans Split 2 history. But it's a fantastic venue, really, Brett. And I think a lot of people have turned their nose up at it previously. Ultimately, I do think the newer American Grand Prix circuits in Miami and in Las Vegas are fantastic settings to go racing. And I think ultimately, what more of a spectacle can you get than Vegas and the Strip and then the beautiful palm trees and sunshine of Miami? What more could you ask for, really, to go racing?
And look at all those pastel colours.
I know, it's fantastic. Feels like Miami Vice in here.
Oh, not much more. And some good weather. We had the rain, Yeah, funny that, eh?
I know. So as qualifying gets
Here
underway.
we go, qualifying getting underway now. So we're just going to.
So we'll see tonight, Brett. I mean, who is able to tame the fake waters of the Miami Autodrome? Of course, there was the massive jokes about it when it first opened of the fact that they put a fake marina in the middle of the circuit. I mean, it's kind of cool, but come on, you could have just filled a little pool with some water and put some boats in there. Just put a hose in there, it doesn't matter.
So
doesn't matter if it's a car park.
Kokoschki out on track at the moment. Yeah, why not? Yeah. How much would it cost them to put those boats in there and bring all the water? Oh, jeez. Anyway, it is what it is. So Kokoschki out there at the moment going around doing his warm-up lap. I think is he on a launch?
He's on his warm-up. Everyone's on their warm-up lap at this stage.
He's on his warm-up. Right.
First driver that should begin their lap, I believe it'll be the lowest number, so it might be Brett Horsell or Alex Kiddis, who is running down the back straight right now. So I suppose one thing that we're going to be able to focus on tonight is obviously the fast-paced nature. It's a real power-heavy circuit, a lot of medium speed and fast speed corners, but a lot of heavy braking zones as well. So it could be quite easy. The drivers begin to brain fade towards the end of the race as they become a little bit more desperado for moves or for positioning as well. I think strategy is going to be key tonight as well. Of course, lap 1 is critical lap, so pitting at the right time is going to be a fairly crucial thing. And I think ultimately, actually, I think it's going to be better for drivers to pit really early, knowing that it's a shorter race, in hoping that drivers get caught up in strife and actually using clean air to your advantage, because ultimately I think it's going to be a really hard circuit to pass at. I think taking that earlier stop is going to pay out dividends for you. It's either you come in early, get into clean air, or if you're running at the front, you go as long as possible to limit the traffic you go back into when you actually come out of pit lane. So I think those have got to be the two schools of thought here tonight.
We saw Jones suffer that. Yeah. And we saw Jones suffer that a couple of weeks back, where he sort of got himself mixed up in the middle of the pack and just held him up. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Interesting stuff about the track. You know, like you can see, as you talked about just a few moments ago, the long straights. But then there's some really little dips and bops on exits of corners and things like that. So the car can get very tail happy if you get on throttle too much. So it's a matter of controlling that beast under your right foot. And he's running slightly a bit wide there, probably a bit deeper than he would like to have there. But yeah, there's a lot of control in this track. Lovely little section through here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the little dips that run through this section. I mean,
like even here
look fantastic. I mean, but I think the problem is as well as tyres sort of start to run out, and we're probably lucky for the fact that it is a shorter distance race tonight. Because I think if you're having to do a longer run on tyres, eventually this track will come back to bite you, and it will eat the tyres and chew them out, and spit them out the other side. So I think we're probably lucky with that fact.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But yeah, I think we're in. I think we're all in for what is going to be a fantastic penultimate round, a final droppable round of the season too, as Roy Clark sets the first lap.
Going the fastest, Yep,
150.4. So we'll see what sort of times can get on the board. We were seeing 58s in practice, but there obviously would have been some times with some trains, as Boardman is the first to get a 58. Jones betters him though, a 58.4. Kiddis had gone 59.1. So we'll see where these lap times start to come together here. Mackenzie comes in. Phil Manuel as well with a 58.3. Fantastic. Phenomenal lap times from these drivers at this point in time. And we're just waiting on a few drivers to finally set some lap times. DeGoey, we'll see what his lap's going to look like here in his first attempt. Of course, remembering, Brett, he has to maximise qualifying tonight. He cannot afford to have a poor qualifying run because it's going to put him on the back foot. Being that it is a short race, you haven't got as much time to make moves and to try and fight your way forward. And ultimately, he's got to try and finish ahead of Shane Randall tonight. He can't afford to drop points to Randall. The key position that he must finish ahead of is P12. Do you want to know why, Brett?
Go.
P12.
I'm sure you'll tell me.
P12 is Randall's next worst round. So it's his next drop round that he would get back if he had a worse result.
Yep.
So if Reese is not going to finish at the front, he at least needs to finish, P11 or better. Randall's next worst round is a 155. P12 is worth 154 points. So he really, for Reese, needs to lead a lap and then finish P12 or finish P11 or better. He can't afford to finish below that point.
I wonder whether that's the sort of stuff that he, before race, has a look at and investigates and things like that and gets himself on the front foot, or does he just go out and run his best race that he can? It's interesting because you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. Otherwise, you sort of psych yourself out too. So it'd be interesting to see which way or how Reese would be attacking this here tonight. Myself going to fifth spot.
That's a good lap, Brett. 159.079. That's a very good
Yeah,
lap.
not my best lap, but,
for
I got into
qualifying
the-
conditions, not too bad.
I was hoping to actually crack into the 58s, but it is what it is.
We can see just how slow that little section is there before the long back straight as DeGoey re-enters the fast-paced section now. So we'll see what this lap looks like for him. Stephen Kokoschke, by the way, yet to set a lap as well. So two of those contenders this season are looking to try and set as good of a lap time as possible. Randall's on the back foot. He's in P19 at this stage, so he's got some time to find here in qualifying. And I do know before entering the session he had some issues. He had to reset everything, had some wheel issues. I think it might have come off of a Windows update. They may have just toyed around with a couple of things. So he was on the back foot early.
Unfortunately, just love that.
Worst time it can happen as DeGoey goes now to P4, 158.72. It might have to be good enough, but we'll see what this final lap can bring for him. Stephen Kokoschke needs a solid lap on the board here tonight. Two of the top 5 contenders and 2 of the 4 contenders in the top 5 that are participating tonight are amongst the top 10. Reese DeGoey and Alex Kiddis. Kokoschke has not managed to put a lap in yet, and Randall has not managed to put in a contestive lap just yet either. We want to quickly say too, and we will give you some shout outs just before or after qualifying as Kokoschke finishes his first lap, 2:02.2, so there is time to be found. This may be a lap to watch for him because he needs to find some pace across this one. Has to be a burner now across this final lap in qualifying. We will give some shout outs to everyone in chat as well once we're off into the warm-up session too. Obviously, Brett was out there earlier on getting the punters all fired up in the chat. We already had Stephen Kokoschke out there with us and Brett Horsell as well. Actually, we might as well just ride 3 through them right now whilst we're running through Stephen's lap. Sean Cullen joining us too. Jamie Fleming's watching over on the Infinity Broadcasting channel. Jamie participates in the Porsche Cup Series over there, so great to have you in the chat with us, Jamie, watching tonight. Fire up, everyone. It's time for some great door-to-door action. That's exactly right, Jamie. We need to get more people in watching the vets. It's fantastic stuff. Chris Blanchard in the chat with us too. Mr. Frosty's out there with us. Peter Kelleher's watching along too as well. Damon Fisher's in the chat. Paddo's out there with us. Dave Baldock's in the chat with us too. The legend of Baldock returns to the Split 2 chat. It's great to have you all watching along with us here tonight for the Split 2 action. And if you are watching along, get other people watching along too. Help support the series, no matter what channel it's on. Randall now goes to P10, 159.1. Now, he does have a 58 in his locker, but he hasn't managed to find it here tonight in qualifying, so he may drop down the order. Ben Brook with a P4. He's really finding. He is really finding his feeding or his feet in qualifying the last few weeks. Brett, I know I speak good English.
You're right.
Damon Fisher as well. Damon Fisher just pips you, Brett. Gets ahead of you, so that's a 1-up. Cesar into P7. Manuel's lap time, a 158.06. What a lap from the current pole sitter. And it doesn't look like he's going to be challenged here tonight. What lap time is Kokoschke going to put on the board in his final attempt in qualifying here in Miami? Is it going to be an absolute burner, or is he going to be starting from the back? Across the line he comes. It's P18. 159.3. He will indeed.
Clifton into the top 10 with a 158.820. So that's a nice time from Clifton.
It was indeed. Brett Taylor gets cut off at the end. So qualifying is done and dusted. And it is all complete as we look ahead to race start here this evening. 150 kilometres. Penultimate round of the season. And what it brings with it is a bunch of pressure for those contenders this evening. As we look at the start grid, Phil Manuel starts pole position alongside Michael Jones with Scott McKenzie and Ben Brook on the second row. Alex Kiddis will start alongside championship leader Reese DeGoey in P6 with Halil Cesar and Chris Blanchard for the top 8. James Boardman, Mick Clifton will then make up the top 10 with Damon and Brett Fisher. And all Fisher, 6th row of the grid. It's the 5:05 versus the 1:01 off of the 6th row. We look forward to seeing that battle commence. Rick Viger, Shane Randall in the top 14. Taylor and Duggan in behind them with Horsell and Kokoschke making up our top 18 positions. Matt Stores, Roy Clark will start ahead of Ron Allen and Joel Oosterval for the top 22, with Pete Baxter and Derek Lovegrove making up our top 24 positions. As we then look back to Andrew Hoffman and Scott McCune starting ahead of Jeremy Bush and Sean Cullen, with Andrew Galley and Bruce Tannock at the back of the field, although I must say Bruce Tannock's not racing this evening. He is serving his round ban by sitting within race control this evening. He didn't serve it last week, so he's serving it this week by sitting in with race control with Brenton O'Brien, Todd Martin and Lucas Burton. Brenton won't be here for the final round due to Australian Grand Prix commitments. But what I do want to say is a shout out to Brenton O'Brien. Fantastic effort this season as chief race steward. Really got incidents pushed out nice and quickly. Safety cars were quick. Very, very top level effort from Brenton O'Brien. And if we could have Brenton back next season, I think everyone in Split 2 would welcome him back with open arms, no matter if they've been on the right side or the wrong side of an incident. Because this level of race control, alongside Todd Martin and Lucas Burton, the safety car, has been phenomenal this season in Split 2. Good, and for Brenton to head that up alongside Todd has been a fantastic effort from that whole team. So a massive shout out to those guys for the efforts that they've done in season 26. And if it's the same team we get next season, we welcome them back with open arms. I think it'll be fantastic. Definitely so. Yeah. No, it was fantastic. With the race controlling, and that's nothing to take away from the other splits or the other guys, but it was just really, really good, and it just helps the race flow and everything like that as well. So everyone's starting to get on track now. There's only a few more cars to grid. We all excited out there in YouTube chat. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you can. Always helps. Let's get this chat burning down the keyboards. It's going to be an exciting race. We're one subscriber away on the Vets channel to 750 subscribers. So you guys could help us in a massive way by supporting the Vets channel by hitting the subscribe button. And I believe we're within 20 now of 350 for the Infinity Broadcasting channel as well. So if you guys could help support us there, it'd be massively appreciated. Revs are rising though. Miami, Florida is about to get lit up with V8 Vets action as it's green flag here in Miami Autodrome, and it's a scrambled start for these drivers early as they're nearly 4 wide down towards turn 1. Manuel leads us through. It's a massive wide run though, but there's cars off everywhere, including Reese DeGoey, who's off the road. Multiple cars have been involved in this one down here. I think Mick Clifton was another one of them. Multiple cars involved in an incident down here, including the championship leader, Reese DeGoey. And we look up to some of the gainers. Joel Oosterval up 15 and Shane Randall up 8 inside the 10. Blanchard up 6 into P2. What has happened down at turn 1?
Oh, I tell you what, it looks like someone's kids dropped the bag of Skittles and they just went absolutely everywhere.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable race start. Boardman and Kokoschki battling away as well. Down the front straight, up towards turn 10. You can see in front of them that Oosterval and Brook are battling too. And for Boardman and his other teammate in Halil Cesar, who's a bit further down the order now, he's caught up in that turn 1 incident. Their eyes are forward. Their eyes are trying to get ahead of everyone as they're all around them. And they're thinking team game.
That was tidy.
It was. They've managed to make it through.
Who's that caught out sideways there going through the little chicane there?
Well,
Someone was side by side.
We've got Damon in here battling away with Roy Clark. Phil Manuel leads the way, though, up towards turn 17. So we'll see if anyone has a track extension down here. And you just see them filtering out of the bridge section back there, trying to push on. And for Manuel, Blanchard and Jones, well, they're lucky that they've gotten away with it. They've made it through turn 1. Same for Kiddis, although he looks like he might have some war wounds on his car. It's the same for Randall and for Oosterval. And Kokoschki up 11 into P7. But he's laughing at this point that he started in P18, but he's got a bit of damage on the front of that car.
Someone heading in pits already. Biggest losers out of this this one. Mike Clifton is down 18 spots. Reese DeGoey, as we talked about, down 20 spots. Duggan down 9. Myself down 8. Halil Cesar down 12. Scotty McCune down 12. So they were some of the biggest losers in that turn 1 incident. It was massive.
You can see that yourself and Halil just trying to fight your way back forward
Yeah.
again. Mackenzie was one of the other losers out of it, obviously down 11 as well. As Ben Brooks come into pit lane, Baxter's been in there as well. Both of those guys will need 2 more stops still in this race as they've not completed a green flag lap in this one just yet. So that first pit stop won't count towards the CPS counter for Ben Brook and Pete Baxter. So they will need to traverse through pit lane twice over. May need to hope for a safety car to get them back into it.
So, yeah, people are going to be scrambling to try and make something salvaging of their race after that turn 1 incident. And so there's still probably some bits and pieces to come out of that. But we're onward and upward. So Manuel out in front, Blanchard, Jones. Then there's a little bit of a gap, about a 3-second gap back to Kiddis. Randall will be wrapped with that start, getting up all those positions for him. So he'll be really pumping the air and just going, right, well, I'm now in the box seat. After that qualifying of his, it's giving him a bit of a free kick.
So
and I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying it's a free.
So to confirm currently how it would stand, if they were to finish how they currently are, right? So say they stay the exact same like this for 28 laps. Randall would lead the championship into the final round. Reece DeGoey has led this championship for the last 3 rounds, as Randall is going to dive into pit lane on the first opportunity he gets. Getting out of traffic here very quickly. His teammate Boardman has followed him. So there could be some strategy behind this here, Brett, to try and get in pit lane early, get a stop out of the way, and if there's a safety car, well, you might come up a benefactor here as DeGoey's in, Clifton's in. We saw those guys were involved in that lap 1 incident. Pete Baxter
Andrew Galley as well.
Yep, Andrew Galley as well. So we'll see how this now works out for all these guys. So 2 of the contenders into pit lane. DeGoey gets up on the jacks, and so this will give us a telltale sign of the gap that he's going to have to Randall as Boardman exits as well. So Randall and Boardman exit pit lane. DeGoey is still up on those jacks. So we'll see how long this stop is for him. It's a 16.8 second stop for Randall. So roughly 32 litres. DeGoey about 18 seconds. So probably a split stop for him, roughly 36 litres. They needed about 72 to 74 litres of fuel to get home tonight. So, split that across 2 stops. It looks like that's what DeGoey's having to go for now. But he has to make up, Brett, a 17, nearly 18 second deficit up to who could be the championship leader after tonight's race in the 501 Mustang. As Matt Stoyles has gone wide down at turn 10. We mentioned in the pre-show, remember, this was a section where cars could run wide, and it's happened down there for Matthew Stoyles. Andrew Hoffman battles away here with Ron Allen as well. So tightening battle back here for P20 on the road.
Well, I'd say that DeGoey probably... that is not going to work. 2 into that little section of track does not work, and that was very ugly. DeGoey at the moment, he would be hoping for a safety car to try and bring back into this and close that gap, and Randall would be just going, no, I don't want any of that. Blanchard having a great run on Manuel now. Manuel just nicely sort of staying out in front there, but I'll tell you what, he's going to have to watch his mirrors because Blanchard is on a charge here. And it's early, lap 4 of 28.
Blanchie's given us some...
Taylor and Stoyles in pits.
Just quickly as well, Blanchie's given us some good insight here. So when we actually go to the post-race replays and we look at that turn 1 incident, he's told us to look off the back of his car. So we're probably going to have to get a couple of angles of that moment to really gratify everything that happened at turn 1, because it was such a massive cornucopia. Yeah. I've heard as well from race control, Reece DeGoey has got a drive-through penalty for contact lap 1 at turn 1. So this is huge now for the championship. This is going to drop him right to the back of the field.
Well, that's... DeGoey did not want that or need that. That's going to put him in a world of hurt. So he's going to take the points hit on that, and also the placings hit on the track as well. So
what that means
is not going as planned.
Well, what that means now is, with 5 license points being given to you for a drive-through penalty, for your first drive-through penalty, remember, and those are applied post-race. So he'll lose 5 points now as well at the end of this one. He now needs to finish, I'm trying to find the exact position, P9 or better to to actually not give up less points than what Randall's next worst round is. So he now needs a top 9 finish in this race to counteract anything if Randall needs to use a drop round this evening. So that's going to be real tough for De Goey. But although in saying that too, he has got his 20-point deficit. So really, if he's within 20 points of that, he may be okay. But only time will tell. It's a long race. We've still got 23 laps to go. And ultimately, we're not going to know as Oosterwolde and Kokoschki are in as well.
And Kokoschki. Yeah.
We're only really going to know where we stand by the end of the race, ultimately, Brett, and where the championship is. Because after tonight, we have no more drop rounds. We go into the final round. Points are locked in, and that's where the battles are going to be. And that's ultimately what the focus is going to be on next week. Is that championship? Alongside, obviously, the race-winning positions and stuff like that. But realistically, Montreal next week is all about the championship and where they're going to end up in their championship battle as well. Oosterwolde is just exiting pit lane now. There's Randall. So he's going to come out right in behind the 501. And again, for Oosterwolde, if he can just follow Randall now and keep chugging along here, he's going to have a great game tonight because they were both up and amongst the top 10. They've got clean air. He doesn't need to battle Randall at this stage, as Randall also doesn't need to battle him either. With the clean air they've got in front of them, they could just keep chipping away right now and get a solid gain on the road here comparatively to those drivers who are staying out a little bit longer.
Exactly, yeah. And just coming into next week's race too, it'll be interesting because there's, as I was saying before, there's only really 2 major contenders bar anything majorly happening on track for this championship. But, there's a lot of other drivers out there, they don't care about that.
That's
they're
right.
They're going to be just racing. So, anything can still happen. So
that's right.
The world is open.
This is focusing on the point of if in the world of if Randall has a great race tonight, finishes within the top 5, and De Goey doesn't give up too many points to him, right? So it keeps the gap under, say, 10 points.
Yeah.
Everyone else has to ultimately outperform Shane and Reese in this race for Kiddis to gain anything and for Kokoschki because they're in the same boat.
Exactly, yeah.
They need Randall to finish at the back of the field tonight to be even within a sniff of it next week. It can happen. For sure it can happen tonight.
And not to want to put the mozzer on anyone,
that's right.
But it can happen. And
it can.
And, I mean, you look at the De Goey start tonight. I mean, I bet you he didn't forecast that to be happening, and that's the last thing he wants to happen.
Not even just that.
And it's not over until...
It's not over until the fat lady sings because ultimately, Brett...
Well, I wasn't going to say... I was trying to think of something else other than say fat lady. I was going to say
it's not over until the money mogul of Miami sings, maybe? Is that a better one for you?
Don't know. No, we'll work on that one. Jones having a great little battle here with Blanchard. They'll just move right on from that. So let's see if Jones has got something for Blanchard here.
Well, so ultimately, right, for next week, as Jones...
Run. He's going on the brakes late.
Can he get it on Blanchard? He can't quite. Oh, bit of a door from Blanchard. Just knocks him loose. It says, I'm not letting you go here. I want this. I want this position. Ultimately, for next week, right, it doesn't matter how close or far the championship battle is, right, because there is always the factor of random world events happening. Random things happening outside of your control that actually take you out of it. It's undroppable. So you still need to get to 75%. You still need to get points. You still need to finish the race. And it takes one race to drop it. It takes a point of your power goes out, your internet craps itself out, whatever it is, and you're out before 75%. You can't get any points, and it's over. It's done. There's not much more you can do about that other than control your race, control the controllable, and focus up and know what you need to do in the next week's race.
Yeah, you can only do what you can do and what's been presented to you at the time. So Phil's still punching away. Nice little time there, 159.697 out in front. So he's probably he's definitely the fastest in that top, definitely the top 10. The only one who's close to him is Alex Kiddis with a 159.931. So, and here we go. A bit of a Oosterwolde having a look at Randall, or was it the other way around?
Little switch back. It is Oosterwolde on Randall. Little switch back.
Here he goes on the inside. But Randall's going to have the inside on the next one.
Let him have this.
How
Will he
desperate
battle him
is
for
he?
it? He'll
Yeah.
just give it to him. There's no point. No point battling him too hard at this stage. It's
No,
early in the race.
no.
He's not his championship contender. He doesn't need to beat Joel on the road tonight. Kokoschki now gets past Cesar. By the way, on that previous lap that you mentioned, Brett, Cesar had a 159.2. Kokoschki had a 159 point. Oh, sorry, no, that was their fast lap. I apologise. I've actually now lost their previous lap. But the previous lap to this one, Kokoschki did a 159.6. So Kokoschki's lap time was still up there with those front runners with that 59. Cesar's was a 2:08.68. So yeah, he was a little bit off there. But another driver is on pace at this stage. Scott McKenzie on a 159.4. He's taken a slightly longer stop on this previous time by. If the field gets bunched up again for whatever reason, he may be in the hot seat to make some spots up when he comes through pit lane.
And talking about hot seats, I'll take.
McCune's just gotten a bit wide there, Brett, and you've just snuck on by him. You've taken that one for free.
What a pass.
What a power move. That is a bunning snag power pass if ever I've seen it, Brett. SVG, eat your heart out.
I really enjoyed that section, this section of the track. So I really like it. It was quite difficult. It was hard. It was really hard to get the car on power. And I actually really enjoyed that section of the track. I sort of really spewing that I got caught up in that turn one incident because I felt quite, I wouldn't say confident, but I was quite comfortable with the track. And it always happens like that, doesn't it, you know? Manuel in the pits.
He is in pits, so Phil Manuel in. So Blanchard leads a lap. He'll get an extra point for leading a lap at this stage of the race as well. And he's in the hot seat tonight, is Blanchard. Continues on this sort of run. Could get himself a cheeky long pit stop for free as Jones ran it way wide through turn 3. Massive moment for him. Scott McCune's now in pit lane as well.
I'm interested to see where Jones finishes tonight. You know, like he's been, I mean, his pace has been absolutely blistering. I just would like to see him sort of, you know, finish off a race.
Let's be honest, though, Brett, with ourselves. The thing that has let Michael down this season has been those pit stop strategies, ultimately. That has been the thing that's let Michael down this season. And I think if he ends up with a team next season, wherever it is, the one thing that will win him a championship, Brett, because I think he's got all the tools to do it, is get his pit stops checked and ready. If his pit stops are on game, he is going to be so hard to beat because I think he's put himself in at the wrong gamble position comparatively to other drivers at points in the season. I think that's what's ultimately cost him. Really, it has been fill the car up and then take a short stop later. That's been his go-to strategy. It hasn't worked for him multiple times, and I think if he can tighten the screws on that into next season,
definitely,
he is going to be
a threat.
Not just a threat. Probably the threat, as Phil Manuel has just run it deep.
Definitely.
Phil Manuel's just run it deep at turn 10. Remember, he's just come out of pit lane on fresh tyres, by the way, so he's just dropped position to Boardman, Clark, Randall, and his teammate Oosterwald. This is a massive mistake for Phil Manuel.
Don't like that one. One of the other things too is if you heated the rears on this, it was quite hard to get them back. It looked like Blanchard in pit lane now.
Yes, indeed.
So we've only got 7 cars to complete their first stop to go, and then we'll have that field cleansed for a little bit.
Now we know as well that the extent of the tank, original tank size 50 litres on the initial fill tonight, gets you out to around about lap 11 in this race. So we should see drivers beginning to come in. We've got
Viger and Cullen in pits.
Yep, both of them are into the lane now. Bush continues on. It's okay, but it's all good. We're getting the information out there. That's what's important at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this could be an effective battle here for a podium position. Blanchard's just come out of pit lane, but he's taken a significantly longer stop than Oosterwald and Randall. 21 seconds he was in pit lane. Both the other guys are in there for 16. So in fact, he actually has a 5-second gain coming his way across the next stop. So on corrected order, he should be ahead of both of these cars after the pit lane traverse on the next stop. Yeah. And again, if Randall knows this, he may just let Blanchard go because it's not going to be worth him battling him, knowing that Blanchard's not in a championship fight with him at this point in time.
No, definitely not. And I was thinking... Sorry, that was an inopportune yawn.
We're keeping you up, Brett.
I was thinking earlier, Blanchard just... geez, Blanchard really attacking Randall here. So Randall going a little bit defensive there, but does he just allow Blanchard to sneak up the inside? Squeeze him over a little bit, but he's backed out of it, I'd say, by the look of that. So Blanchard's through on Randall.
He is indeed.
No, what I was going to say is that I had a thought during the week, and it's probably not a thought that only I have, but anyone listening who wants to get involved, has iRacing, is under 40 and can't join the series, but really, really wants to get involved, a really, really good way would be to become a spotter. For a certain, for anybody on track, and in the cases like, say, for someone like Jones, you can join and help, a driver around on track, and you can be a part of that too. It just sort of steps up.
Not even
being
just
involved in a different way. So,
well, not even just a spotter, Brett. You can come in and become a part of race control as well, if that's something that you're interested in, as well.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So that's always an option too.
Was that Randall in the background just clipping the fence?
Yeah.
Randall just hit
so right
the fence
now,
big time there.
Right now, he's dealing with some poor FPS issues at this point in time. It's getting to as low as about 25 FPS. It's a very FPS-heavy circuit. As Phil Manuel and Roy Clark have made contact down here at Turn 1. Boardman's been caught up in it too. Jones exiting pit lane. Oh, that was so close.
Yeah.
So Manuel's night seems to be going from bad to worse as Fisher's now on the back of Jones out of pit lane. But that's a horrid moment there for Boardman to get caught up in. He was having a great run inside of the top 10. And now he's dropped some spots here. And what it has allowed, though, is some drivers to get past him, including Weigart, Stoyles, and his teammate, Halil Cesar, now back into the top 10 after getting caught up in that lap 1, turn 1 incident.
Just looking at Jones's pit stop is a 32.27, so again a really long stop for Jones. So
he can cover tyres though with another stop. He can cover tyres, so
maybe he sort of got that one a little bit sorted there.
Quite possibly.
And looking pretty racy on the back of Cesar. Oh, sorry, is it Cesar?
No, that's Boardman. That's Boardman. He's just getting
Boardman.
past.
Sorry, my bad.
He just got past Boardman there, who looked like he had a bit of front-on contact, but there's not much damage on the front of that car off of that incident with Manuel and co. As Kiddis is now in off the race lead. So into pit lane comes Kiddis. That was in there. That was real wide. Brett Horsell, we're waiting to see come in, as well as yourself, Brett, to come into pit lane as well here. So we'll see where Kiddis.
The last of the stoppers.
Oh, both the Bretts have stayed out. You both stayed out for another lap, I see. So Horsell wants an extra point. Were you hoping he might have come in, Brett, and you thought, I might get an extra point here if he comes in?
I did. Not that it's that important for me at this point in time, but I thought, you get a point wherever you can get a point. But no, it wasn't to be.
So Blanchard,
one too is after being caught up.
I was going to say just quickly, so Blanchard's actually come through. He's passed Kiddis again. So is Oosterwald. Blanchard's actually the effective race leader after the second stop still, because he's got a shorter stop to come, and he's leading the main pack of cars that have already pitted. So for Blanchard, he could have his ducks lined up tonight for one hell of a race win. It'd be his first in a while. Been a fair while between drinks for Blanchy, and he missed out at Sebring off a single mistake. So he wants this race win. Obviously, it's not really going to help him win a championship this season, but ultimately, if he could get a race win at this point, I mean, what a boost of confidence that'd be for Blanchard.
Oh, exactly. Hey, this is why we race. It's not always going to happen, but if the ducks line up in a row, well, you're going to take them, aren't you? And the next person down is Kokoschki with a 23.65 second stop, which doesn't bring. I can't see. My thingo's not that clear at the moment, so I can't see the distance between them. But it's probably not going to bring him up that far in front of where he is. But that's the only sort of next closest
that'll get him possibly ahead of Randall after the next stop. So that could jump Randall. And slot him into P4 on the road. But ultimately, he's got to perfect the next stop. He can't have a poor stop ultimately. So for Kokoschki, he's got to maximise. So to give the update between our championship contenders at this stage. So Alex Kiddis is 1 position ahead of Shane Randall, not gaining nearly enough to really put himself in proper contention for next week's race at Montreal, as Brett Horsel's in the pit lane now. We suspect that the Fish is going to follow him. He does indeed. So both the Bretts at the front of the field now in the pit lane. Blanchard will take back the race lead. So Kiddis is not gaining too much on Randall at this point in time. That's not going to bring him into ultimate contention, but he's at a mathematical possibility next week, how it currently stands. Kokoschki in P7, one position behind, could gain.
Sorry, Kiddis had a look at Osterwald then on the inside of turn 1. We didn't quite see it did not work out, but he was having a crack at him then.
He was indeed. So Kiddis is all over Joel Oosterwald at this point in time. And then, the other driver that's currently sitting down the order after an unfortunate drive through an early incident, Reece DeGoey, he's going to be the man with all the work to do next week against Randall. This race is not over just yet. He can still maintain some form of solidified points gap, whether it's ahead or behind Randall, but he's got to get that car up and around between P14 and P10 for him to remain within proper striking distance of that 501 Mustang into next week's race, as Oosterwald's getting a massive dive here from Kiddis in towards turn 10. A little bit of a door knock there as well.
He just obviously whether he locked a brake or just slightly missed his braking mark then, but geez, that could have been disastrous.
Fast lap of the race, by the way, for Michael Jones, 158.99 on that last lap. So the first of the 58s to come in. And that's after a heavy fuel load stop as well, as Fisher and Boardman are battling back here too for P10 on the road real estate at this point in time. Little bit of a door knock through the wall for Damon Fisher. And I tell you what, Damon is going to be a contender next season. He will be one to watch, as will Oosterwald and Phil Manuel. And again, it's looking like the Mustang drivers are going to be the ones to watch next season, Brett. I mean, Jones, Fisher, Oosterwald, Manuel, all of those guys could be staying in Split 2, and all of them could win the championship ultimately.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Damon obviously didn't qualify as good as he was doing in practice. He had some pretty red-hot times there, so just probably needs to tidy up his qualifying a little bit and get things sorted there. But definitely with his new internet and stuff like that, he's definitely starting to show a different tune. So,
well, Reece DeGoey has just joined us in the chat tonight, and he's just joining pit lane to get his final stop underway in this race. And not the greatest, not the race start that Reece would have wanted, but on the back foot he is now. He's got to try and start swinging for the boundary line, make some 6s and some 4s, and get some solid runs on the board for Reece DeGoey, because he needs to try and get this car up the order, or he needs to try and challenge Randall further up the field.
Salvage anything he can from the race.
Pete Kelleher in the chat saying it's almost a Mustang Cup looking at the tower. It's ultimately just what's based on the drivers have chosen, I suppose, Pete, this season. The majority of drivers are preferring the Mustang, it seems, in Split 2.
I'll tell you what, when we do eventually get the Toyota, I'm going to launch.
I'm sure there'll be quite a few people that will join in that Toyota. I'm sure there will be quite a few of them that will make the switch.
It's
a great looking machine. Ultimately.
It is a good looking car.
To talk about the stats here, at race it's sound strategy, risking an early second stop. Don't want to get held up at all. It's a sound strategy, probably the best one that Reece could pull at this point in time, knowing the back foot that he's on at this point of the race. As we can see, Brett Horsell, Brett Taylor, Ben Brooks, Scott McCune are all involved here in a tightening battle in for P15 at this stage as well. To confirm on the stats for you here, for the last year of Gen 3, our first year of Gen 3 from season 22, 23, 24 and 25. We've had 2 Camaro champions. We've had 2 Mustang champions as well, as McCune and Baxter have made contact down there at turn 17.
Big.
big moment down there. Backstart might think he was at fault for that one. He waited and allowed McCune to get going again. That's a horrid moment, but McCune's without a rear wing right now. This thing is going to be dancing all over the track as he's banged doors into Mick Clifton into the wall. This car is not healthy, Brett, and he's got to get it back in pit lane.
Yeah, that's going to be a handful around this track. He's going to fight this thing all the way around, and he might not even know that he's missing a rear wing either. So, but he might find out on a very high speed turn.
Very well, mate. As all of these guys are just starting to shield their way past him now.
Cullen on the inside.
Yep. He'll get the inside of the next corner. Great move for Sean Cullen. That's a great piece of driving from him. And fair play to McCune as well, just to lift a little bit and let him have the move at that point in time. He's just trying to nurse it back to pit lane at this point is McCune, so he can get that car fixed up as well. Todd Duggan has had a moment. Oh, where is that? Oh, he's just towed back to pit lane. Okay, so that'll be race over for Todd Duggan. He's just towed it back to pit lane, so he should be disqualified for that one, unfortunately for Todd. Not the night that he would have wanted in the end as well. Reeks is in the chat asking where Hoffy is. Hoffy at the moment is battling away with Scott McCune and Jeremy Bush back here in P23. He's had a little bit of a war tonight as well. He had a minor spin earlier on down at turn 14 and turn 15 underneath the bridge. He's just trying to nurse this car back to a top level position as well. Not the greatest qualifying for him. I look forward to seeing how he goes at Montreal next week, Brett, where we've driven quite a fair bit, knowing that he would have a little bit more track acclimatization than here at Miami for Hoffy next time out. Because ultimately for both of us, we want to see Hoffy do well and we want to see him have a great run at a circuit. He's come close to another podium, but he just hasn't quite hit the marker yet to get that podium once again or even a race win. And I think a lot of people out there want to see Hoffy back up there on the podium and in a race winning position as well. And I don't know what it's going to take for that to happen for him, but I really want to see it happen.
Yeah, and I think it's probably just some unfortunate incidents and things like that getting caught up in bits and pieces that has ultimately shaken up the Hoff, unfortunately. But unfortunately, that's racing and it's going to happen. And as we've all got tighter in the splits, it's making it a little bit more difficult to fight for real estate on the track. So Christopher Blanchard out in front, up 7 spots, still leading this race at the moment. And I can't see I'm not really getting a good vision on replay here, but that's all right. Would you like to send me the time? Would you like me to send you the timing link again, Brett, to help you out with that one? No. I've got the timing link, but I just can't see what lap it is. Doesn't matter. It's all good. But Alex Kiddis chasing down. He's only a 0.8 second behind Blanchard at the moment. But Mr. Osterwald, 19 spots in 3rd spot. What a huge effort for Joel tonight. That is absolutely sensational.
A fantastic
Shane
drive
Randall
first
up
of
10.
all. Both of them, all 3 of them, Brett, took advantage of that turn 1 incident, snuck it up the inside, kept themselves clean. And for Oosterwald, he strategized his way and he's gotten his way up the order alongside Randall and Kokoschki here tonight. And these 3 guys have driven sensationally as Kokoschki and Cesar are now side by side into turn 17. And this battle is really heating up between them.
Sideways.
He looked like he was too. Kokoschki, though, is going to come into pit lane. Needs to be picture perfect. Kokoschki, that is way too quick. Into pit lane for Kokoschki. That'll be a stop and hold. And it's a crucial mistake at the wrong time of the season in the final pit stop of the final droppable round of this season. Could not have happened at a worse time for Kokoschki here this evening.
Oh, and that was Roy Clark in the background, I think, was it?
My God, what a wild entry for Clarkey.
He nearly took out the yellow cone. So Fisher, Kokoschki, Clark and Allen in pits at the moment. And the 226 boy there of Damon Fisher angling that car big time. I've got to get on that.
Massive angle.
The angle
aimed it for the fast lane. Kokoschki obviously still parked up, so now we've got to see, is De Goey actually going to jump Kokoschki here? Because this is huge. This is massive for the title race. He is. He's jumped him already. Kokoschki hasn't even dropped yet. So,
no.
I tell you what, if you're Shane Randall, you are taking a sigh of relief right now because Kokoschki was going to jump Randall in the next pit stop. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's now null and void. My Lord.
great
Wow.
section of track there. I mean,
It is.
people will probably hate that section of track, but I think it's just a great how the car, it gets unloaded and loads up again and things like that. And
It's
you get it right.
almost,
It's just, how good's this? You know?
It's almost
But
like
then,
like a non-elevation change dipper a little bit by the looks of it, Brett.
Yeah.
You know, just how the
Yeah,
car
well, it's
switches
actually
back through there.
it actually goes up.
Yeah.
It goes up and down like a hum, you know. Yeah, it's like a reverse dipper. Yeah.
So, well, you couldn't have asked for a better storyline to the end of the season as Blanchard is down to pit lane. Oosterwolde.
Blanchard in pits.
Yeah, both of them are. So we expect Blanchard here to exit pits 5 seconds faster than Oosterwolde. Cesar's in as well. So pit stop is really heating up at this point in time for the final stop of this race. Kiddis now leads the way once again. Randall into P2. Stoyles in P3 with Viger, Jones in the top 5. Boardman, McKenzie, Taylor and Horser will make up our top 9 cars as Blanchard exits pits. Here comes Mr. Brett Fisher to take the final top 10 position at this stage in time. Although Blanchy has jumped you here, Brett. So, well, it's P11.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. What do you do?
So
the guy's on fire. I'm
as
not
well.
on fire.
Oh, I mean, he is 12 laps away from what could be an all-time race win. The only thing that'll change this up now is if there's a safety car.
Hoffy in pits, Clifton in pits, and Gully in pits.
Yep. So pit lane lights up further back in the field. Clifton's now in. DeGoey has just been passed here by Roy Clark into turn 1. So both of these guys trying to fight their way forward once again.
So we're about halfway through our cycles of second pit stops. Roughly half. I'm not going to count them all, but roughly half. So we're sort of getting into the pointy end. 17 laps of 28 here at Miami. It's been a very interesting race so far. It hasn't been shy of action at all.
No, it has not. And look at this gaggle of cars in the action they're getting into, Brett. With Cesar, Bush and Cullen trying to send it down here into turn 10. Cesar's run it way wide and has nearly put it in the wall down there. That's a very deep run under brakes. That's allowed Damon Fisher past. I think he might have seen a tub of hummus out there and he was going for it, Brett, quite possibly for Mr. Cesar.
Wow.
he has hummus injected on the side of his car. It's underneath his window on his driver's side. So he also has it on the dash of his drift car as well. So, and actually,
Matty Stoyles in.
It might not show it, but we'll see if it does. Can you kind of see the inside of the mirror there, Brett, just above the sort of black plastic bit where the red is, like on the inside of the mirror? There's this little, little thing right there.
No, because of the Christmas trees in front of it.
No, not that one. The driver's side mirror. The wing mirror. The wing mirror.
Oh, on the inside there, I see.
Yeah. Do you see it there? It's a tub of hummus.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's got a tub of hummus on the inside of his mirror.
Just in case he gets hungry.
It's in case he gets peckish.
Lovegrove in pits.
Yep, so Lovegrove. It's in case he gets peckish out on the track. Yeah, next season we're going to put some baklava in there as well for him too.
Oh, nice. You love
Rick Viger, Michael Jones.
Yeah,
Michael Jones, Rick
having
Viger.
a good crack at that. Yeah.
It's really
So Jones in not a bad spot here at the moment.
No.
Third at the moment.
Now,
and
he'll take a slightly shorter stop on the next run by pit lane. So he will gain some time. I don't know where he's going to end up in comparison to other cars out there. He's about 4.5 seconds ahead of Boardman and McKenzie. It'll be interesting where he ends up across this next stop.
I'll be very interested to see where he finishes the whole race as well. Kokoshi going the fastest lap of the race, the last lap around with a 1:58.815. So he's driving angry after that.
As Brett Horsell. Brett Horsell has just spun around underneath the bridge here, Brett. That tough section catches out another driver. As the front runners are now in, Kiddis into pit lane, Randall in as well. And we expect Blanchard to come screaming by whilst these Mustangs are in pit lane. We've got 10 laps to go of this race. Viger's in. Jones, of course, is going to go a bit longer. He's got more fuel on board that car. Boardman's in as well. Where's Blanchard? He comes round turn 19. He'll scream by pit lane. And Chris Blanchard will become the effective race leader in P2 on the road with Joel Oosterval. Effective P2. He's jumped Kiddis in pit lane. What a great jump there for Oosterval. 22nd stop for Randall. Has found him back in P6. With Brett Fisher now inside the top 4.
Yeah, go me.
Go, Brett.
I'm still got to do another pit stop, though.
But still take it as you can get it, Brett.
Yeah,
Take it when you can get it.
But what a fantastic run from Joel at this stage, up 19 spots, and effectively, actually, he'll be up to
he'll be up 20 because he'll be up one
he'll
more.
be up 20 spots, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's on the second spot. What a fantastic run he's had so far. He'd be absolutely
phenomenal.
stoked.
Absolutely
with that.
phenomenal drive.
And
for
Kokoschny
Joel.
just doing another fastest lap of the race, 1:58.744. So still driving angry.
Absolutely is Kokoschny trying to fight his way through. Race to go, by the way, up to P16 on the road now. With
That's a good comeback.
With
so
one
far.
car in striking distance of him passing in pit lane, that being yourself, Brett, he would be P15. This is a great comeback for Reese tonight, it must be said. After his mistake at turn 1 and then getting his drive through as well. If Randall finishes I think Randall should be P4 after the pit stops because he should surpass Jones and yourself, Brett. So P4 to P15 would give Randall, I think, let me quickly do the maths here. Fourth is worth. Let me go to the correct season first. I was checking stats from an old season. That's my mistake. Let's have a quick look here at the race results.
Michael Jones in.
Jones
Oh,
is in.
and who's this?
Oh,
We've got...
that's Ben Brook.
Yeah,
That was Ben Brook. Having a moment down there. So that's a position for Degoe. So Jones is now in. Yep, so that's P15. So that'll now effectively be P14. So it'll be 10 positions. So it'll be 172 points playing 150 minus 5, 145, which is 1 point less than his previous worst drop round. So it'd be 172 playing 146. So it'd be 26 points is the difference between those numbers. So Randall right now would be leading the championship when he gets into his corrected position of P4, would be leading the championship by 4 points post-race, how they currently stand.
Yeah. Well, this is coming down to the wire.
It is.
And it's going to be interesting for next week, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, if it stays. I mean, Reese is doing a fantastic job too. I mean, kudos to him for just head down, bum up, and probably takes a bit of homage to the sign I've got above my head in my race car, which is you get what you get and you don't get upset, and you know you just get on with it. So
there it is right there, Brett.
There in
there
front
it
of
is
my
right
head
there.
Yeah.
You get what you get. You
don't
get upset.
You don't get upset.
Great little mantra to have.
And then Reese is.
Sometimes having those mantras is a great thing for a driver. It helps give you a gives a bit of clarity to the mind sometimes as well. One thing that I had on my rig for a long time, Brett, was a little label that just said "Remember to breathe," because often at times I'd find myself holding my breath through, through adrenaline and through just trying to hang on. And just actually remembering to breathe and focus myself would inevitably help me get my brain back into flow state, as Damon here is battling away with Rick Viger and Halil Cesar.
He's under fire a bit from Cesar, and the race that I did on Bruce's rig, Rick just pulling out there, having a bit of a look. Is it a threat? No, not really at this stage. Bruce had to say to me a couple of times, breathe. It's obviously, I mustn't have been breathing.
Yeah, no, it's like you don't realise how many times when you're racing, you're just holding a bated breath, like you're not actually breathing properly and having that solid breathing. As Cesar looks to come down the inside of Viger here at turn 1. Solid move there now for P7.
McKeown going on the fastest lap of the race at 1:58.482.
That would be Mackenzie there with a 1:58.482, not McKeown.
Mackenzie. Sorry.
It is a Scotty Mac.
well,
We've got two Scotty Macs in the field.
I am dyslexic and a bit tarded.
That's okay. I've got the tism too, Brett. It's fine.
Look at Joel, 1.4 seconds off the back of Blanchard, a Tainea. So what the last lap for Joel was a 1:59.735, where Chris Blanchard was a 2-minute 1:07. So Joel is coming up on the back of Blanchard. So Blanchard, he might be starting to watch the mirrors a little bit if he's got that. If you can just feel that 266 car of Joel's sort of starting to get up closer and becoming a bit of a threat. Blanchard's really commanded a bit of dominance in this race so far.
He really has, and Blanchard has been so controlling of this race through brilliant strategy, keeping himself clean through the Turn 1 incident as well, which we will get multiple views of, by the way, for those that missed it. Just has driven a fantastic race tonight as Chris, and ultimately I think he has, if he gets this race win, he's earned this race win. It's been a long time between top step simulated champagne for him, as Kiddis does a 1:59.1 that last lap, so he's now pacing fastest
lap of his race.
Of the top 4 on this last lap. Not the fastest of the top 5 though, as Jones sets a fastest lap of the race, 1:58.41. So Jones has got a rocket ship under him inside of the top 5, and he's chasing him down.
Jones is up for a good one. I really hope that Jones can actually finish in the top 5 tonight. That'll be fantastic for him.
It'll be a phenomenal effort for
Might
Michael Jones.
Some of his stuff sorted out there. Last lap around, Chris Blanchard did a 2-minute 2:57. Joel did a 2-minute flat with a 0.92. So still a slight bit faster, not as much as the last lap, but still crawling up on him. And he's got Kiddis in his rear view now as well.
So with this as
Kiddis
well,
really having a good race here as well.
he is too. So he's had a bonus point for leading a lap tonight, has Kiddis, and he's currently beating Randall by 1 position. So he should be gaining, at this stage, he'd be gaining 3 points over Randall. So again, he's not quite gaining enough on those top 2 to be a proper contender next week when we head out to Montreal. Ultimately, to be a proper contender, you've probably got to be within 20 points, I would argue, Brett, because of the points differential between positions. Otherwise, you're relying on another driver having a super poor run, especially when it's been, the 2 most consistent drivers all season in Reece Degoe and Shane Randall. They're leading the championship without winning a race. They've had 6 top 10s to this point of the championship. Randall has had 4 top 5s. Degoe's had 5. If they end out the way they are, Randall's going to have 5 top 5s with 7 top 10s. So ultimately, you've got to, again, this is where we talk about consistency is key. And we mentioned at the start of the season, we thought to win the championship, you were going to need 2 race wins this season. I think the thing that has changed that this season, though, Brett, is consistency has been a much more bigger factor this season, due to drivers having much more up and down races throughout this season.
Says it just got past Damon.
He has indeed.
So
he's
great.
made that move.
Jeez, that's a big attack there too.
It is.
Damon not obviously happy about that pass being done, so he was trying to fight back hard to get back in front there, but and looks like he's lost a lot of distance off the back of Cesar there, getting that car sideways. Just noting too that Blanchard and Osterwald, there was 3/10 difference, so Osterwald still 3/10 faster that lap, so still closing that gap. But Kiddis is almost within half a second of Osterwald now.
Yeah, so Kiddis is right on the tail of Joel Oosterwald at this point of the race, and again, I think there's been a lot of positives that Joel can take away from this season. Same for Phil Manuel as well, and even Damon too, for this team coming into Split 2 for the first time. And the season that they've had, Brett, we thought leaving Adelaide, they could be contenders based on the performance they had at Adelaide. They had a couple of up and down rounds that really took them out of it. Phil had a very unfortunate race at Watkins Glen where his power went out, and that cost him massive points on the day. He was going to be on for such a great result. That race probably cost him the championship ultimately. I look at them and I look at next season, Brett, and I think to myself, ultimately, who is going to be challenging them next season? There are not many names right now that are on that list, knowing who is more than likely going up next season, right? Ultimately, we know now Randall and DeGoey are pretty much guaranteed. Well, they're basically guaranteed to be split one next season, right? They've had the most top 10 finishes out of anyone. It's based across your best 6 rounds of the season. Their best 6 rounds at this stage have been inside the top 10, 5 of which for both of them at this stage are top 5s, right? So they're going to go up. It then comes down to who else is going to go up to split one alongside them. Would it be a Heddersheed? Would it be a Kiddis? Or would it be a Blanchard even? Or even Phil Manuel or Ulsterval? And who eventually goes up will then give us the pool of, well, who comes down, who then becomes challengers for the championship. I think inevitably whoever comes down, Brett, will actually probably dictate who amongst the current field are going to be contenders next season, realistically. Because we can't quite pinpoint how well our current Split 2 drivers are going to go against former Split 1 drivers. There's not a lot of turnaround we often get where a Split 1 driver goes straight back up again. It has happened as well, as Kiddis here looks for it down the inside at 10. Can he get it done on Usabol? Great switchback. He's overcooked it. He's absolutely overcooked it, and that's going to cost him time. It's nearly cost him a position to Randall as well. Luckily, though, he rejoins the circuit right in front of the 501. But, yeah, ultimately... 24
laps of 28 done so far,
We're nearing the end. We're getting into the nitty and gritty now of this race, and for Chris Blanchard, he has got 2.2 seconds back to Joel Oosterval at this point in time in the battle for the race lead.
Have a look at DeGoey too. He's on the back of myself and Roy Clark.
He is. This is really heating up.
There's things happening here. I know Roy Clark and myself had a fantastic battle. We sort of traded blows here and there, but he was able to stick it out in front. And then, Emmanuel behind as well. So the pack's just starting to sort of...
McCune and Allen, have gone off the road down at 10-11. So that's a big moment down there. But back up the front, Chris Blanchard leads us through to the final 4 laps of this race. Lap 25 of 28 at this point in time. He's got Joel Oosterwell behind him. Rear end's getting a bit loose here for Joel as he comes round. Oh my God, that's a massive shot into the wall for Joel Oosterwell. That car has gone straight into the wall. Kiddis and Randall have come past. Jones comes past as well. That thing has gone straight into the barriers. Has that thing had a steering failure? Because it is not moving. And often at times, if your wheel turns off, you can't tow back to pit lane. Cesar, Fisher, Viger all coming past. That thing is destroyed down there. My God. That is a huge shunt for Joel Oosterwol. Absolutely massive. He's not moving at this point in time. And I'm getting word from the pit lane that Joel has had to pull that car over. He's had to hop out of the rig as his dog is getting attacked by a snake at this point of the race. So he's gone to play saviour to his dog, and he's thrown his race away to go save his dog from a snake. That there is massive commitment to man's best friend for Joel Oosterwol. Heart has to go out to him for that to happen at that point in time, of course. My Lord, what a wild crash. And ultimately, to Joel Oosterwol, we hope that his dog is okay. We hope that he can get out there, get rid of the snake, throw it away, and hang it on his wall as a reminder of what's happened here in Florida. You know, Brett, the only thing more Florida that could possibly have happened was if it was an alligator, more so than a snake.
That's it, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, that's huge for Joel Oosterwol, honestly.
We're starting to get into the desperate stages of the closing of this race. We see a bit of a pack here developing, and it starts to get a little bit desperate. People thinking, I might make another little couple of spots here in the closing sort of sections or closing stages. And we see here Brett Horsell up the inside. No, that was Kokoshi up the inside of Horsell. So Kokoshi trying to make it a bit more of a comeback there.
See as well, Scott McCune has just pulled out of pit lane. I believe he wanted to park this car up, but he currently has a black flag drive-through, so he needs to come around, serve the drive-through, and then I believe he can pull out of the race to serve the penalty, as Roy Clark and Brett Fisher continue to battle away here for P12. It's a heating up battle for yourself here, Brett. What's going on in the mind right now? How much sweat is in the seat as you guys come past the carcass of Oosterwol's car?
It was pretty full on. I made a couple of lunges and a couple of half passes and stuff like that. It was a great little battle. Just trying to sort of get the car, exiting some of these straights to gain on him, and just feeling like I was just being held up a little bit, and trying to sort of recover after that disastrous start. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm happy-ish with 13th. I didn't quite get back to where I started, but hey, it's all fair in love and war. And I just locked a brake at the last minute there, and unfortunately binned it and binned Roy. Apologies, Roy. That was really, really bad. I knew my braking marker, and I was actually quite comfortable with the brake point, and it was just unfortunate that I just pushed a little bit harder at the closing stages of that braking and locked it. Otherwise, I probably would have got past him. Anyway, my apologies, Roy, again.
That's all right, though.
And that's probably a drive-through for me.
Well, I would say so. I'd say more than likely it is going to be a drive-through. But what that has done is it's now promoted Reese to going up to P12. Remembering we mentioned earlier on, by the way, that we thought to go we needed to get P12 or better to maintain the previous worst drop round of Shane Randall. Now, he does have a 5-point penalty coming his way due to his licence points here tonight as well. So again, he still needs P9 for that matter. If it finishes how it currently is, Brett, we couldn't get it more tasty than this, could we, Brett? 1 point.
No,
it's going to be. It's going to be one. It's going to be one solitary point, with Shane Randall leading the championship by 1 point going into Montreal. We couldn't have gotten it any closer, could we?
Yeah, we've put the pressure cooker on. We've put the mints in. We've put the onions in. We're putting the jalapenos in. We're putting the spices in. She's going to be an absolute. I don't know what Scoville it's going to be, but it's going to be pretty hot next week.
She's going to be warm. Montreal's not used to having such warm weather, but it's going to be warm out in Montreal, and couldn't have asked for a bigger crescendo to the season. And we've currently got 1 lap to go when Chris Blanchard crosses the strike. He'll cop the white flag this time by. It's been a while between drinks for him here this evening as Manuel tried to get past Tagoe, but he's run it deep. Down at turn 10, that's allowing Kokoschki and Horsell past. And my Lord, what a drive some of these races have had tonight, but also what a night some of them have had, Brett. Ups and downs up the wazoo.
Oh, it has. Yeah, there'll be some commiserations and celebrations all the way up and down pit lane, I'll tell you that right now.
So 1 lap left, a little over 5 kilometres of the streets of Miami to finish this out. Absolutely. As we circle back around.
Sensational drive.
It has been.
Blanchard.
We circle back around Hard Rock Cafe Stadium. And for my money right now, Brett, I think it is wild card night for sure. And I think we've got two choices to put forward as amongst the wild card for the Driver of the Day nominations. And when we officially put them out, that's when we'll be taking votes as Brett Fisher comes in for his drive-through. The two I want to put forward is Chris Blanchard and Joel Oosterwolde.
Yes.
For the heroics of Oosterwolde to give up his race and go save his dog,
100%.
but also the drive that he had. He would have finished P2 if it didn't happen. And then for Blanchard...
He would have been up nearly 20 spots or something.
Yeah, he would have been up 20 positions. So if that didn't happen, my God, what a drive that would have been. And then Blanchard, who's been in dominant form tonight in the race-winning position, a long time between drinks.
Sensational.
So at the end of this...
He would have to be absolutely pumped with his race tonight.
So when this lap finishes, we'll get our Driver of the Day nominations into the chat, and then that's when we'll take official votes for Driver of the Day. So any that's in the chat right now, we're not accepting. We'll only accept it once we put the official nominations in the chat. We're going to have 2, though, thanks to the wild card. Chris Blanchard, though, around turn 17 he comes, up through 18 and 19 by 1.8 seconds, and one hell of a way to do it. Blanchard wins in the streets of Miami to Alex Kiddis, and now championship leader Shane Randall by one solitary point as it stands. Jones ahead of Cesar inside of the top 5. That's a comeback drive and a half for the 5 car as well, who was spun round on lap 1. Same for Damon Fisher, Rick Viger as well, Scott McKenzie, Matt Stoyles, and James Baldwin will make up the top 10, just ahead of Brett Taylor. And now by 1 point, P2 in the title race. It's come down to 2. Reese DeGoey will finish out of P12. A great comeback after a horrid lap 1 start on this race. What a drive, though, for Reese.
Sensational stuff. And just, let's just hold off on the voting, guys. I know you've been putting them all out there yet, but Hamish hasn't put the names up just yet, so you'll have to redo it again, otherwise it won't count.
Driver of the Day nominations going into the chat now. We will only accept votes after this comment from myself. Driver of the Day noms, Chris Blanchard or Joel Oosterwald. Get your votes into the chat. So we will only accept answers after that one has gone in there.
Guys.
Get your noms in now between Blanchard and Oosterwald. And if you can't separate them, we'll happily give it to both of them. But as it comes to an end and drivers finish out their race, it's now time for Brett's favourite time of the week.
Oh, yes.
For the round 9 race highlights here from Miami Autodrome. And, well, this is how it all started off of our race start here this evening. And, well, we've been told to ride on board with Chris Blanchard, so maybe we'll ride on board with him when this race begins, Brett, just to see the chaos that happens in behind him. And then we'll go back and we'll rewatch it over again and again and again and get all the angles for you. So you can see they're biffing and barging up towards turn 1. Oh, Clifton comes through and just absolutely bowls his way through. Just a big moment down there for them.
You and I talked about it just before the broadcast and stuff like that, and I was just thinking Randall really stuck it up the inside of Clifton on that start, and as I said to you, I was just like, oh geez, would I have taken that desperate move? As you can see on the inside, right on the blue line, and then it's just gone all haywire.
It has a massive car park into turn 1. DeGoey obviously was involved in it as well. Just a huge moment down there for some of those drivers. And we'll try and there was some spinners
prior to that as well, in front of that pack as well. But
yeah, there was indeed, and I think this here was another telltale angle of it too. And I promise this is the last time we're going to show turn 1 before we get into other highlights of the race.
It's always good to have a look and see what happens. But so
I mean, this was the squeeze. So Randall on the outside, he's got a great start. There's a little squeeze. All hell breaks loose, and the seas just part for him at that point. Yeah.
He's done a Moses. And you can see Kiddis and DeGoey getting together up further. That was what DeGoey got that drive through for. So
we know that Hoffman had a little moment down there too. So we'll try and now get to the next portion of it. Ultimately, from this moment down here for DeGoey, man, where is DeGoey? Let me find him to show off here. So this is what actually gave him the drive through. Locked it in, up in the inside, gave them the knock to McKenzie, and that's what served him the drive-through, and ultimately at this point has cost him the championship lead after tonight's race as well. Then we got into proper pit stop periods, and then a couple of weird incidents just continued to happen out here. So this was one of them for Phil Manuel. Out of pit lane and down towards turn 10. So we noted that this was on cold, fresh tyres.
Geez.
And the thing just went off. Wasn't much more he could do about it.
Just missed it completely.
Yep, and then we saw the end of this one earlier on as well. This was turn 1 with Phil as well. This was up the inside of Roy Clark. Aggressive move, contacts made, and then you see Boardman, nowhere he could really go in that moment. Just a sitting duck.
It's it's a shame that he didn't quite lean on him, just throttle out a little bit further there and push Clarkey back straight again. But unfortunately, that went haywire there.
And there was this moment as well between Pete Baxter and Scott McCune. We saw the back end of this one as well. So Baxter's tried to come in, and he's just drilled him, unfortunately, off the back of that moment there.
And then the rear wing falls off.
Yeah, the rear wing falls off. And then really we only had a couple of single driver incidents after this, but the real major one after Ben Brooks here on lap 19, this was a tough one for Ben. Down and through this tricky little section here, as he's got Roy Clark on his inside, contacts made. Yeah, and then this was the big one.
That's unfortunate.
This was probably the most heartbreaking one of the whole night for Joel Oosterwald. Bang, straight into the wall. And again, just a real shame for him. We'll try and get some. We'll get some better images of this here for you. The onboard is wild. Because it proves,
and if you haven't seen it, he's got. I think it's in. Is it in chat? He's got a video of him just absolutely leaping out of the out of his rig to go and save his dog. So, kudos to him, mate. Fantastic stuff. Unfortunate, but you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly right. So just a really unfortunate moment for him there, but ultimately a great race to the end for a lot of other drivers out there as well. All right, let me do the quick counts here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2,
well, I hope everyone's enjoyed the broadcast tonight. It's been a fantastic run, penultimate round, leading to the final round next week. We've got a big fight on our hands. Only 1 point separating Degoe and Randall. There are other drivers on track, and there are other competitors that if things go astray, this could all change up and be a very interesting race.
So I've done the count, and it's a count of 8 to 6, and it is going the way of, let me find it, of the man who saved his dog.
Oh,
Joel Oosterwald, who has won Driver of the Day here this evening. So a massive, obviously, commiserations to Joel. Not something he would have wanted to have done, obviously, or had to do, but he did what he had to do. And Joel has won Driver of the Day here this evening in the 184 machine. So congratulations to Joel. If it wasn't for that moment, he would have finished P2 up 20 positions. So he would have finished in a Driver of the Day worthy position. Both of them drove exceptionally, though, and hats off to Blanchy for such a sensational drive as well. But yeah, for the chance decided as well. But there, that's a phenomenal drive.
So Joel has won Driver of the Day, not being in his car.
Yep.
That's good.
He has. Probably the first one ever to do it.
That's sensational. That's sensational.
But
well done, buddy.
Next up, we have got our race winner here this evening in Chris Blanchard on board the 669 WKMP Camaro. Blanchy, welcome in. Bit of a little while between drinks for yourself here in the Vets. Didn't quite get the race win last time we were in Florida at Sebring, but there's something about these Florida waters. You've got some fantastic pace around here, and a race win for yourself here in Miami. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate. It's been a long time. It was Suzuka in season 14 was the last time that I had a race win or was even on the podium. Was
that in split 1 or split 2?
Split 2.
Oh my God, that is such a long time ago.
It is.
Wow, what round would that have been? I want to figure out how many races ago that was for me.
I think it was in the second half of the season. I know I beat Halil, and I'd always remember it because Halil lost his sound, and he did a brilliant job that race to come home second with no sound. Joel tonight, brilliant effort on his part. He did the right thing. Like I've said as well, with our dogs, my missus would have dragged me up belts and all if it was our dogs. So bad luck to him though, but. Yeah, you would never read about it. It's not something you'd make up.
No, definitely not. But I mean, I suppose you came so close to this race win, obviously a few weeks ago at Sebring. and then you finally have done it tonight. Ironically, last week we raced at Suzuka, so if you'd won last week at Suzuka, it would have been like, oh well, your last one was there as well. It's just 12 seasons apart. But what is it with you in Florida and driving really well? Is it just a sign that you need to retire to a beach state, or
Oh,
what?
I don't know. It's the style of track, I think.
Yeah.
It's always been F1 or the real Category 1 circuits have always favoured me. Tonight was a real tire race. It was actually easier to be out in front and make people chase, and let them overheat their tires. So that's basically what I was concentrating on tonight, just making sure I didn't overcook the tires, and make the other guys chase me.
Well, you drove exceptionally well, Blanchy. Montreal next week, knowing that is a Grade 1 style of circuit, are you confident going into that one that maybe you can sneak yourself another race win before season's end?
Oh, I'd like to think so, but I'm not that hopeful. Montreal, I still count as another street circuit, even though it's not really
I do
a
as
street
well,
circuit.
because it's a
Yeah,
man-made
but
island. I agree.
yeah, it is, and anything can happen there. It hasn't been a consistent season for me, but there's been some signs of brilliance in there and some signs not so. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Just been chipping away, and just trying to be consistent at the end of the day.
Well, I think from what...
And
well, sorry, you go ahead, Brett, just quickly.
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, and consistency has definitely been the key in this split too, and it's just becoming more and more competitive, and it's like, even the times all the way up and down the field have been so close, and even you might finish a fair way down the list, but you're not that far off on time wise, so it's just so important to try and be as consistent as possible.
It is, and listening to you guys earlier when you were talking about who's possibly coming up and who's coming down, the guys coming down, they're not guaranteed of good results. Like it's that tight, as you said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys coming back down are going to have a hard time, and of course we don't know who's going to come in that's new. Some of these young whippersnappers that are coming in,
Bloody
they're bloody
whippersnappers.
quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. There's no guarantees of next season. Like what there is this season, next season could be completely shaken up again.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to take it now while you can. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting as well.
And these 40-year-olds coming in, they don't, they don't have the sore joints, the aches, the pains, the vision, the hearing, the cramps, and all that sort of stuff. That the sore backs. I mean, some probably do, but not as much as some of us older guys do.
Yeah, I know. I'm closer to 60 now than 50, so
same.
all that stuff sort of creeps in. Thank God for the aircon, otherwise I would be screwed on a Thursday night. So yeah.
It's gonna be very interesting though. And all the best for the race next week. You drove a fantastic race tonight. Go Hamish, do your thing.
Well, I'm looking back in the stats here because I want to confirm. It's actually longer ago, Chris, than what you actually think. It wasn't season 14. No wonder I didn't remember it. It was season 12. It was season 12.
Oh, 12. Season 12.
August 10th, 2022. Since your last race win here in Split 2. So we're going to do exactly what we did with... who was it in season 24 that we did this for as well? I can't remember now. 1,298 days between race wins, Chris.
Well, I was going to say, there's proof there of that old age. See,
it was Rob Crisdale, actually. That's who I was thinking of. It was Rob Crisdale. And I think his was only a little bit longer than yours, possibly. I'm not 100% sure, though. It might have actually even been less. So that's a fair while between drinks for yourself. So 1,298 days later, although minus 2 days, so 1,296 days later, you're a race winner again in Split 2. So congratulations.
Thanks. I definitely appreciated, like, what was going through my head was I was trying to remember everything that I used to do right to win a race, and just trying to do just trying to do that exact same stuff again. Like, you guys were talking about the gap, and I was watching uh, sector 2. I knew I was faster. Joel would catch up, and Alex would as well during the other sectors, but sector 2 I always knew I could open the gap up a bit more, and I was just working on that to make them burn their tires up a little bit. So it worked. It was I was just keeping an eye on them and making sure I wasn't doing too much to destroy it on my side. But while I've got you guys, can I mention the really important championship at stake?
Yes.
You got to remember next week the Bordock Van Ree Cup. I'm pretty sure Bordock's got it in the bag.
I might have to join the Split 4 broadcast just for that one, just to experience the heated rivalry of Baldock versus Van Ree once again.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
It's worth it. Trust me, you ought to be in our team chat at times.
I have too much fun in my own one, but maybe I'll sneak in post race one day to see if there's a blow up. Who knows? But Blanchy, thanks so much for coming over to chat to us. Best of luck at the final round in Montreal next week. We appreciate your time, and congratulations on this race win.
No worries. Thanks, guys. And
thanks so much.
Look forward to seeing everyone next week.
No worries. Look forward to seeing you then, Chris. Chris Blanchard, race winner here this evening. 1,296 days between race wins, and he gets it here tonight in Miami as our final droppable round race winner of the season. And looking ahead to next week, it's 1 point to rule them all. 1 point separates them. 1 point to decide the championship. Shane Randall, Reece DeGoey, neither of them have taken a race win this season, and they go into the final round where it is as tight as we have ever seen it in Split 2 in Gen 3 machinery. You couldn't ask for a closer battle to the end. Give you some stats. I'll give you some stats, Brett.
Oh, hit me with the stats.
So,
love a stat.
For Shane Randall, he has completed 377 laps this season. Reece DeGoey has completed 418. Randall has had 2 points taken away from him this season by penalties. DeGoey has had 5, thanks to that drive through this evening. Bonus points wise, Randall's taken 10. DeGoey has taken 6. DeGoey's had 54 incidents this season. Randall has had 30. Top 10s, Shane Randall's taken 7.
Wow.
DeGoey has taken 6. And for top 5s, they've both had 5 top 5 finishes this season. You could not get it any closer between two such consistent drivers. P3 in the championship, Alex Kiddis at this stage, 1,148. Well, he sits adrift by 46 points to the championship lead. He is going to need them to have an absolute horrid round next time out, and he'll likely need to win the race as well. He's had 3 top 5s this season, 6 top 10s and a race win to his name. Simon Heddersheed, P4 in the championship. He's had 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 1 race win. Stephen Kokoschke inside the top 5, 1 race win, 2 top 5s, and 5 top 10s as well. And ultimately, with how close it is at the top, it is a 2-horse race next week. But the other drivers can still win. They're within the points eligible to win the race. Anything can happen. But if they go from bell to bell, if they go from flag to flag, and they don't have any issues, it will be between Shane Randall and Reece DeGoey at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the final round of the season. You could not get it any more main event than that one.
So qualifying is going to be really, really important next week. So I bet the boys are going to be out there practicing like you've never seen before, I would assume, to see who can take out this championship. And don't count out Alex Kiddis.
No.
Is Heddersheed going to come back and have another crack?
Well, if he races, if Heddersheed races, I think even if he doesn't, he may be on for Split 1 next season. I think the drivers we can arguably lock in based on their 6 best performances this season to Split 1 next season. It is Randall, DeGoey, and Kiddis. They're basically guaranteed to go up based on their 6 best performances. Then there's Heddersheed and Kokoschke who could better them. But knocking on the door is Stoyles, Oosterval, and Manuel. If Manuel or Oosterval get a top 5 or a race win, that could, or if Manuel gets a race win, he could jump either Kokoschki or Hedesheed to split one for next season. That's how tight it is between them in terms of split one promotion for the top 5. If 5 do go up, that there though is a question for Bruce McLeod on whether 5 will go up. We will see. I'm not necessarily locking them in, but based on what we've previously spoken about, Brett, where it's 6 best performances and however many are coming down, if they are coming down, that then tells the question. But we won't know where they end up until the split reveals, ultimately.
No. And then the other thing to look at too, where Scott McKenzie is in 10th spot at the moment, because, there's going to be some bragging rights for some of these guys there. Look at those points from Scott McKenzie, Damon Fisher, Blanchard, Rick Viger, Buckland, even myself. There's not a huge amount of points in there. So, there's going to be a few people fighting to just for bragging rights to get into the top 10, saying I finished in the top 10 in split 2.
Exactly right. And from the amount of drivers we had this season, we lost one in Scotty Van Loon who went down to split 3. I don't know how many races Scotty's actually participated in this season since going down. We had Lanyon at one round, didn't race at all after that. And then a couple of drivers further back have been held up with work as well. But ultimately, it's been consistency has been the key once again in split 2. And that is how it has come down between 2 drivers who have not won a single race all season. And I must say, Brett, and I've told him this as well, for Shane Randall, if he wins this championship right without winning a race, it would be the most Shane Randall way to do it. He's never taken a race win in split 2. If he wins the championship without winning a race, that is the most Shane Randall way to do it. And it puts a little bit of socks in our mouths. A little bit of we said he needs to become a proven race winner to win. Well,
there you go. He's told he'll show you. He'll have shown you.
Well, that's right.
And it's great. I wonder what Reese DeGoey's thinking at the moment too. I mean, I wonder if he's still in the chat out there. Is he nervous about going to next week? Is he prepping hard? Is he just taking it cash? What's his game plan for next week?
I think ultimately, as one of those drivers, you've got to approach that race as you've approached any other. Changing the game up anyway could hinder or halt you in some way, and could push you back a little bit as well. I think the way they've been going, as long as they approach next week with the correct attitude, and as long as their teammates approach next week with the correct attitude, because both drivers have got 2 teammates alongside them. Randall has the possibility of Boardman and Cesar backing him up. DeGoey has the possibility of Grumley and Lanyon backing him up as well. It's going to come down, though, to those guys. And if Kiddis can take advantage of those guys having a poor run, it'll be absolute scenes. Absolute scenes next week. But before we can call it, we've got to get there first. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve will be the home for next week's race in the final round of the season. 200 kilometres to decide our champion for this season. And what a place to do it. The home of the Formula One Grand Prix, the home of the Wall of Champions, of course. It is a phenomenal racing venue. And for myself, Hamish Munro Brett Fisher, we are super excited to get there. Not only next week do we get to crown a champion, we get to reveal next season's theme and thumbnail for next season as well. It's always a fun time whenever we get to go racing in the finale round, so please join us. It is going to be an absolute spectacle to behold for the final round of the season when the championship is decided in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. But it's been a fantastic season. We want to give a quick shout out to our series sponsors, of course. As always, Racekraft Simulations has been on board now since season 18 of the V8 Veterans, as well to Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Simsports, Südspeed gloves, LGC Images, and M1 used cars for giving us the Driver of the Day award. Tonight it went the way of Joel Oosterval for his heroic drive and then heroic actions during the race as well to go help his dog in a snake attack, to ultimately throwing away his race to save the life of a beloved member of his family. So we salute Joel Oosterval for that moment. Next week, it could be you getting Driver of the Day. Hopefully not via the same means that Joel had to. I must preface that. For myself, Hamish Munro Brett Fisher, appreciate time.
I might go and wrestle a spider.
If you're watching on the Infinity Broadcasting channel, or if you're on the Vets channel, go help us support Infinity Broadcasting by hitting the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing right there over on Infinity Broadcasting. Coming up on your docket, the Monday doubleheader comes your way once again. 11:50 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, we go racing once again with Highside Motorsports. for Season 1, Round 12, as we head out to Pocono, the tricky triangle, for the Brutus 150. In memory of one of our drivers' dogs who unfortunately passed away earlier in the week, we'll be giving in memoriam to Brutus, and then as well putting that race on board for everyone else out there as well. And then later in the evening, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, you can catch the VRS Porsche Cup Series as we go racing at Daytona International Speedway at the moto layout of the road course as well. But nice for everyone who's joined us here this evening. If you're watching on the Vets channel or on Infinity Broadcasting, head over to the Vets channel, hit the like button to subscribe, the bell icon too. You're notified whenever we go racing here with the Split 2, Split 3 or Split 4 action as well, with the final round coming up next weekend. Catch all 3 races live right here on the channel across Friday and Saturday evenings. Go check out Simspeed TV as well. See how the Split 1 Championship ends next Thursday night live at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Support those guys as well. The Vets channel is nearly at 750 subscribers. Help us get there by clicking that subscribe button. Infinity Broadcasting is nearly at 350 subscribers. Help us by getting to that goal by clicking subscribe over there too. For myself, Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside. Appreciate your time, appreciate your efforts being here once again. We'll see you guys next week when we get to Montreal, Quebec, Canada. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Whiplash screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, torn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the Vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel super carbide, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Oh, it's so steel, but the racing's real. Pedal down, every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super carbide. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name in lights. Oh, with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super carbide. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In this sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Rackraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Rackraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Rackraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no-compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.